Greetings, Mindcrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion here on this glorious day. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I am your hostess with the mostest. And this is just another great Minecraft conversation. And you know what? I was just inspired. I'm not sure by where. I was actually doing the dishes and just was feeling it. It might have been my good friend Oprah, come to think of it. Oh, let's go there. Okay. Anyway, what I'd like to talk about today is living bravely. And this is just rolling right through me. So it's not really, these things we're going to talk about aren't really in any kind of order. And that's okay, because part of living bravely is just doing you and doing the best you can do, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm not feeling that organized today, so it's okay. So really what we're talking about is living your own truth. Really, like, you know, Shakespeare says, right, to thine own self be true. And I'll tell you that it's a process all the way through life, obviously, and there's something about midlife that it just comes together. I don't know. So we're talking about feeling incredibly comfortable in your skin, better than ever, not giving a fat rat's ass what people think about you. And there's just so much to it here. So also, like people say, you know, dance like nobody's watching. And so I'm like the opposite of that. Dance like everybody's watching and sing like everybody's watching, whether you can hit a note with a hammer or not. And I'll tell you, that's part of also living bravely is developing your own power song. On that coffee table over there, actually it was one before that one because that one wobbles a little bit, but I would get right up on top of that coffee table and sing my power song, Aretha Franklin. Actually, I have two because think rolls right into respect. Get a spatula and just let it happen. Just like you've got an audience of 1 million or you've got one golden retriever. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, so that's part of it. Another one, I'm thinking actually of Great Nana Smith. So that's my husband's father's mother. And I really loved her. And I remember when she turned 80 and I asked her, you know, Nana, what would be some advice for the rest of us? And we were probably in our 30s or something. I don't even know. And she just went like kind of, and I got to paint the picture. She had like Zsa Zsa Gabor hair, gray fox with it pulled back in a bow, fuchsia pink cape. She was a little chubbums because she loved to eat, beautiful, beautiful olive skin, gorgeous brown eyes. And she really loved life. And when she sort of sat back with that question on her when she turned 80, she did like this, a very contemplative other, And she said, you know, two things. I would certainly apologize a lot less and also spend less time cleaning the bathroom, okay? Part of living brave. We're not saying be gross, but we don't need to focus on with the deets like so too much, you know, or so, you know, too frequently or whatever. But also I remember that really resonated with me, to stop apologizing so much, because I was not yet at that place as my younger self where I got that, you know. We're not saying don't apologize when it's real. We all screw up. Sometimes we're hungry, angry, sick, or tired, just like a 2-year-old, and we say things we don't mean, or we really do mean it, but just shouldn't have said it or whatever. So we're not saying be reckless with our words. We're not saying that. We're talking about the more inauthentic, oh no, what did I say, or did so-and-so, and what do they think, and what if they're hurt, over all kinds of little crap. We're talking about that. Really think about it. Is this worthy of an apology or no? Is it just me looking for approval, looking to have somebody say I'm okay? No, get rid of it. Just you don't need to apologize for all kinds of little crap. Only when it's something real, like you're really messed up. And that's it. The rest, you don't need to apologize. Say something else. So that's part of it. And then, of course, the courage to be vulnerable. And that's like so Brene Brown. I love her. She's also in the Friends group with Oprah and I. And because obviously when we're able to be vulnerable, that's where the real strength is, right? When we're really able to be in that hard place with strength and courage, and also to be vulnerable. We'll be vulnerable with other people and allow them to be vulnerable with us. That's where it all happens. And obviously those have to be safe people, because we don't want just everybody climbing into our rib cage like that. You want people climbing into your rib cage who are worthy of you, that will, you know, that will keep what you say in confidence and not judge. And and, you know, all that good stuff. So to be vulnerable, because that's where real strength comes from. And then also to be in this sort of constant pursuit of your authentic self. You know, you're in your authentic self and constantly pursuing further elevating your authentic self, gaining even more clarity, keeping yourself filled up. I love how Oprah talks about that. And actually, I just read a book to my college mind crafters, How Full Is Your Bucket? I forget who it's by. It's a children's book. But to keep your bucket full, just like Oprah says, that is our number one job. Because when we keep our bucket full, everything else lands in place. And there's such a taboo with it because people think, oh, you're so selfish. And Oprah herself would say, when somebody said that to her, muttered it or whatever, oh, she's so full of herself. She's so full of herself. And she's like, yeah, okay, yes, it's a compliment because why? I like myself. I love myself. I accept myself. So of course I'm going to caretake myself. Because here's the deal. We cannot give what we do not have. When the well is dry, we got nothing. And for those of you who have heard of various other episodes, you know that my least favorite children's book, actually I think it's the only one I don't like to this day that I've actually read cover to cover, is The Giving Tree. It should be called Codependency for Kids, where we just role model wearing ourselves right down to a stump, and then all we've got left over is someplace for somebody to sit, you know. Not really what I want to role model for my own kids, that's for sure. So anyway, okay, so constantly pursuing our authentic purpose, our authentic self, which also involves our authentic purpose and that meaning. And so because there's one thing, you know, that each and every one of us are meant to do, just us on this earth. And obviously that can change with life stages, right? But to continue to listen, because when we put it all out there, like we do the big ask, right? If for you it's God, for me it's God, but if it's source, higher power, the universe, whatever, there's a lot of talk about the asking. And as Oprah says, I think it's Oprah says that, that's God or the universe answering you back, is that inner voice. And she'll say, listen to those whispers, you know, before they turn into bricks, kind of thing. So living bravely involves the courage to sit still and listen to your inner voice, to do the big ask. What is my next move? And then have the ask for the strength and courage to follow it. Because that's what we're talking about, living our high vibe self up on a high vibe frisbee. And we know that we're doing what we're meant to do. I know Oprah says this, but I know this from my own life, is when you're not even questioning. You just know by how you feel. And I feel that way teaching, and I feel that way on stage in front of lots of people doing, you know, talks about all things well-being. And I feel like that at Champlain doing workshops for students and parents, and just knowing that all this positivity is being spread, and that people are hopefully feeling lighter when it's a subject that involves, you know, worthiness and knowing your own value. That's one of my favorites. And, you know, developing positive stress mindsets. When I do the anxiety one and people are feeling lighter, leaving the room, all that just fills me up and over the top. And also, you knowing that they're going to tell people and they're telling people, so you know, when you're planting seeds all over the place, and then those seeds are flowering and spreading other seeds, and it's just totally rewarding. And so you also knew, and it's interesting because I've heard Oprah say this. Boy, I must have really listened to her well today because it's just flowing out of me. I've said this for years, though. She said, you know, at least calling-wise, like professionally, calling-wise, you know that you're in the right spot if you would do it for free. Like you would literally wake up and be just as excited and do it for free. And that has always been true with me with teaching, which includes the workshops, because that's all educating. And I would tell my students that. I said, if I hit the lottery tomorrow, which I won't because I don't do gambling. I'm not being on my high horse. I just don't do it, and lottery's gambling. But let's just say I did play the lottery and I won like $1 gazillion. I would still be teaching. I would still be doing, you know, workshops and podcasts, also educating, right? And YouTube videos, that's all educating. I would still be doing it all for free because I love it so much. It fills me up. My cup overfloweth. And as Oprah would say, when your cup's full, right? What's in the cup is for you. What overflows is for everybody else. And you got a ton to give of yourself to the whole world. Another thing, which is big, is to know when to ask for help. You know, especially kind of in this individualistic sort of society we're in. We're not always sort of conditioned to ask for help. And it is so important. And I think most people who I know who are really successful, some like on a level, real big level successful, and so someone maybe of a regular level successful. It also depends how you define success. But a lot of the people out there who are super, like the celebs, okay? I don't know if I've ever heard one get up there and say, I did it all by myself. Because they don't, usually the opposite. That's why that when they get up there to get to pick up their Oscar or whatever, like, let me thank this one, that one, this one, that one, that one, and that one's Beagle, and that one's third Beagle twice removed and everything, because it takes a whole village, and it takes from the ground up, you know, people listening to our broken heart, that helps to heal us, which helps us to open the door for the creativity, which, you know, just goes on and on and on. So asking for help, because no one does it on their own. Even if you feel like you do, you don't. You know, we're like Legos stacking together all the time. You know, it's just how it is. And then the last one is surrounding yourself as much as you can with people. Well, I'm definitely intellectually curious. That's for me. I need that in my life, like oxygen. Surrounding yourself with people who are smarter than you as much as you can, right? And I'll tell you, I just joined a really cool mastermind group, and it was about 20 times more amazing than I ever thought it would be. And it's just surrounded with so much brilliance, and all different types of brilliance and ideas and life stories. And it just, God, it was amazing. And so it's really important to shake it up and to, you know, experience new people. It doesn't mean get rid of your old people, because your old people are awesome. Of course they are. It doesn't mean, though, you know, put yourself out there a little bit and maybe challenge that a little bit, you know, and just go out and try something new where it's you're more of a novice. Maybe it's the thing that's new, you know, like, and everybody else is good at fill in the blank, line dancing, okay? But to challenge yourself to learn these new things, and to challenge yourself with surrounding yourself with people that have, you know, I'm going to say, Oprah said it like smarter than you, but really there's all different kinds of intelligence, right? So we could really just say, surround yourself with other super intelligent people that are intelligent in different ways than you are. Maybe that's really more what I meant. Because there's a lot of intelligence out there, and it looks so different. It looks so different. Just the room I was in a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't believe 12 people could be so the same, like in a lot of ways. And then the brilliance was just so different. So do that, because challenging ourselves in whatever way is just so great. Plus, it's very important for cognitive reserves. I have a good friend who does research on that. And cognitive reserves is like our insurance when we're seasoned against all things bad cognitively, like dementia or Alzheimer's. And obviously genetics play a role, and you can't help that. But cognitive reserves are just, you know, no pain, no gain, right? So we have no problem going to the gym, but, you know, becoming gym rats. But we got to exercise the old, you know, brain. And one way to do that is to do something new as much as possible. If you do Sudoku, it's good for you, but keep doing it. But it's as far as brain growth, it's not doing a lot for you if you're good at it. And it's easy for you. Instead, maybe learn sign language, again, or line dancing, or, you know, learn a different language, or join a new group like I did. I didn't know one soul, and it was just really great to meet everybody. And it was just like a changing it up moment for me. It was super worth it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. So, all right, so that's pretty much it. Living bravely is living your own truth. Being able to set boundaries, which means you're living inside your, I should have brought my frame over here. You're living inside your frame, your authentic self. You're setting boundaries appropriately and respectfully, because you know what you're able to do, and do it well without, you know, overextending, right? Because that gets into mindless giving versus mindful giving. Mindful giving has us giving us a charge. Mindless giving is more codependent and depleting, okay? So able to set boundaries, courage to be vulnerable. We talked about that. Continuing to follow your authentic self, your authentic purpose, listening to the inner voice, and that meaning, that inherent meaning that comes along with that calling. Stop apologizing so much. And remember that ask for help, because no one does it on their own. Surround yourself by really smart people, and remember that you know that you're on the right track by how you feel. If you feel great, you're feeling the zest of life, and that you would do whatever it is you're doing for free, then you are on the right track. Okay, living bravely, awesome. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from my kitchen in northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.